toy and bookstore with locations in Lake Oswego.
Get tickets by phone or at any Fast Chicks location. Commotion at the ocean at Chinook Winds Casino.
Jack's Kiss, Michael J. Fox and Callista's new movie on ET.
Hillary Clinton fights back to save her Senate candidacy. Under pressure from friends and foes, she all but officially declares today and answers critics of her Middle East trip. Strange and dangerous weather descends on much of the country this very busy holiday travel week. And if you think traffic is bad enough now, we'll tell you why the experts are saying it probably will get worse.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Hillary Clinton says she's in, just not quite yet officially. She said so today after supporters told her she needed to fight back and stop talk that in the end she wouldn't run for the U.S. Senate seat from New York. Republicans supporting Mayor Rudolph Giuliani and some Democrats were thumping her with words such as ineffective and blunder-prone, especially after her trip to the Middle East. The First Lady chose a friendly forum of teachers in New York today to try to blunt the critics and questions.
The answer is yes, I intend to run.
A carefully crafted answer to a carefully scripted question. Almost officially announcing, but still not quite.
I should add that I will make a formal announcement after the first of the year.
It was the least she could do on her first New York visit since her Middle East trip. While Mrs. Clinton was away playing the role of First Lady, a whispering campaign by Republicans and worries among New York Democrats centered on whether she was failing as a candidate.
I don't think she has the knowledge of Rudy Giuliani that she should have in order to be able to oppose him. He's an aggressive, hard-hitting candidate. And she, so far, has not been aggressive, hard-hitting, or positive.
They've had so many mishaps the last few weeks that there was so much doubt out there. She had to move, and she had to move very decisively. She didn't have any choice.
The worst trouble, Mrs. Clinton sat silent as the wife of Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat unloaded a verbal attack on Israel.
I was there on an official trip representing the president and our government, and I thought that was my primary obligation.
Only after criticism did Mrs. Clinton respond. It took just hours for one Jewish group to get out this political commercial.
Sad. While Israel sacrifices for peace, Arafat spreads hatred and lies, and Hillary embraces her.
Democrats see this as a clear case of a well-orchestrated bit of negative campaigning by Giuliani's forces.
The timing is too good. The attack is too smart. It's just too impossible to believe that there wasn't some kind of collusion.
Mrs. Clinton trails in the polls with unusually few voters saying they're still undecided, which is why her supporters are urging her to move to New York immediately, stop trying to be so much First Lady, and be more of a fighting candidate. Lost in much of the coverage today is that Mrs. Clinton hammered Mayor Giuliani hard over the condition of New York City schools, and that, as she sees it, they've gotten so much worse under his leadership. She signaled today that improving schools is her major campaign theme. By the way, the most conservative estimates of what the combined cost of this New York Senate race will be are $50 million or more. Much of America is experiencing unusual, even dangerous pre-Thanksgiving weather, thanks to La Nina. The Pacific Weather Machine is all over the map, from the snow that blew out of the Rockies across the nation's middle today, blowing away unusual warm weather, to killer fog in still unseasonably warm east. CBS's Jim Axelrod is on the Thanksgiving Weather Watch.
In Minnesota, the traffic is snarled, the visibility is poor, and the weathermen are relieved.
That's right. At least we won't have to keep asking the question, when is it going to snow? When's our first snow, okay?
Winter was running late in the upper Midwest and Rocky Mountains.
The ball perhaps a little wet, a little slick.
But a Monday night snowstorm carried into Tuesday morning in Colorado. A relief for ski area operators worried they'd never see snow this season. The novelty was deadly in Ohio. Warmer temperatures created a wall of fog that triggered a 20-car pileup, killing at least 2. In New York, Lady Liberty could barely see through the fog, which slowed traffic on the roads and the runways.
In Central Park, look, already 61 degrees. My goodness, it's mild. What is going on?
What is going on? Here in New York, Thanksgiving week feels more like Easter. And it's more than just here. In Chicago, if they go another week without snow, and there's none forecast, it'll be the first snowless November on record. There were record highs today from Maine to Texas, in Portland, Flint, Michigan, Indianapolis, and Galveston. Austin only tied its record, 83 degrees there.
We have a warmer pattern this year than normal.
What's going on, says Dr. Louis Uccellini, who makes long-range forecasts for the National Weather Service, is La Nina. Cooler than normal air in the Pacific, which actually creates a warmer than normal airflow.
That airflow affects the weather pattern over the United States. So the type of weather we're having right now in the late fall is a reflection of what's happening over the Pacific.
Don't let the fog over the chairlifts fool you. La Nina won't last for more than a few weeks, say the experts, and those who like their winter temperatures sub-freezing will have plenty to shiver about. Jim Axelrod, CBS News, New York.
If there's travel in your holiday plans, here's the company you'll be keeping. The airline industry expects a record, almost 20 million passengers. Amtrak is lining up more and longer trains to carry more than 500,000 travelers. Greyhound says another 500,000 people will take the bus. And the AAA expects almost 34 million will get there and back by automobile over the holiday weekend, which means you better plan early. Against that backdrop, there's a new report out today on the nation's worst and worsening highway bottlenecks. CBS's Jerry Bowen has your ultimate guide to gridlocks in the USA.
In northbound 405, solid slowing right now from the 105 junction.
They call it commuter hell.
I waste a lot of time there, probably 45 minutes a day on average.
The worst traffic congestion in America, where the San Diego and Santa Monica freeways meet in Los Angeles, and drivers spend an average 20 minutes daily simply not moving.
They need to make some big changes about the 405, man.
Why is that?
Traffic all day long, every day. No matter what time you're on there, it's always traffic.
Los Angeles is home to 4 of the nation's top 10 bottlenecks, reports the American Highway Users Alliance. But there's plenty of misery to spare. Chicago's Hillside Strangler, where 3 interstates converge to choke traffic. The Mixing Bowl south of Washington, D.C., where delays average 12 minutes. And Houston, where the Beltway and Southwest freeways make for a very slow Texas two-step. Nearly 170 congested roadways nationwide in need of relief.
The benefits of fixing them are far greater than ever imagined. 290,000 less crashes. Of those, 1,100 less fatalities, 140,000 less injuries, and 19 minutes knocked off of the average delay.
The solution will not be easy or cheap. Automakers want more roads, environmentalists more mass transit. Drivers are just looking for a break.
It's terrible. It's always congested. Always.
And if nothing is done, say the traffic experts, the nation's bottleneck nightmare will only get worse. Today's traffic delays will double in just 20 years. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, college students fighting back against fear of a rapist. A CBS News investigation into imported cigarettes and forced child labor. And last on the menu tonight, a serving of very rich soup.
As you might expect, Teller and I don't see eye to eye on investing. I like to avoid risk. Teller's a little more daring. We do, however, share the same new way to trade online.
Introducing Power Street by Fidelity, the first site with trading tools customized by Lycos to fit your unique way of doing things.
Look, the market's up, or in your case, down.
Power Street Online Trading. To find out how you could win free trades for life, visit Fidelity.com.
I was hurting. My antacid didn't do the whole job. Then I tried Alka-Seltzer.
Only Alka-Seltzer relieves heartburn and pain and has the effervescent power to speed relief.
Made a believer out of me.
Get better relief. Get Alka-Seltzer.
Oatmeal lovers, book a chapel in Vegas. If you have a passion for moist, chewy oatmeal and satisfying chunks of real fruit, then say I do to new Nutri-Grain Fruitful Squares. Fill up and you're good to go.
You drag it, you bat it, drives you mad, but you can't get at it.
Say goodbye to dirt, dust, and hair with the new Pledge Grab-It Sweeper and Claws. Because Pledge Grab-It Claws are electrostatically charged to grab the stuff brooms and vacuums may miss.
You want to nab it, go on and grab it, so fast and light it could become a habit. Grab it!
And get rid of dirt, dust, and hair for good. New Pledge Grab-It Sweeper and Claws.
Grab it!
In Elkhart, Indiana, 2 white teenagers were charged today with murder in the drive-by shooting death of a black teenager. Prosecutors will not comment on reports, so far unconfirmed, that the accused may have had ties to white racist groups. The victim was walking home with a package of diapers for his girlfriend's child when he was attacked. The crime of rape has become a major issue on many college campuses. At the University of Massachusetts, students are leading a campaign to put a stop to a frightening series of sexual assaults. CBS's Cynthia Bowers has your report.
Right now, I would say that everybody here does not feel safe on this campus.
Fueled by fear and growing frustration, University of Massachusetts students in Amherst are fighting to take back their campus after a series of attacks have left everyone shaken.
I feel sick. I feel very tense all the time.
This vocal stand against violence follows 4 assaults, including 2 rapes over the last 3 weeks. Senior Liz Speakman resents feeling powerless.
And I hate that I'm afraid. I hate that I have to look to my boyfriend and ask him to walk me to class, because I shouldn't have to live in fear. I shouldn't have to need an escort to 11 o'clock class.
The attacks are particularly chilling because they happen for the most part during daylight hours in open areas of the campus like this. 3 of the 4 assaults have happened on consecutive Tuesdays, so today campus police are on high alert.
It's not just acquaintance rape. It's people jumping out of nowhere, strangers, grabbing people from behind.
Unlike the rest of the country where rape is down, FBI statistics indicate rape is on the rise on college campuses, up 11.4% last year. Those are numbers that hit close to home for Howard Cleary. His sister was raped and murdered on a college campus 13 years ago. He now runs a foundation that monitors campus crime.
Campus administrators are securing their campuses by using automatic locking doors and key card type systems, using emergency call boxes, installing additional lighting.
Does anyone feel safe here?
But for now, none of that is enough to calm fears here, where students are holding their breath and each other, hoping this Tuesday doesn't claim another victim. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Amherst, Massachusetts.
Straight ahead on the CBS Evening News, President Clinton's message to U.S. troops and the people of Kosovo.
You are in the fight of your life. Just you against your smoking addiction, one-on-one. Trouble is, it's not a fair fight, and few people win it. But you can give yourself a fighting chance to win with Zyban. Zyban doesn't work for everyone. Zyban is part of a comprehensive program from your doctor to help you stop smoking. It's different from nicotine replacements. Zyban is the only prescription medicine that's nicotine-free, so you don't have to stop smoking all at once. As Zyban reduces your cravings, you feel like smoking less and less until you're ready to stop completely, because you're ready to win. You should know there is a risk of seizure associated with Zyban. To reduce the risk, don't take Zyban if you have or have had a seizure or eating disorder, or if you take Wellbutrin. Don't take Zyban if you use an MAO inhibitor. Side effects may include dry mouth and difficulty sleeping. Ask your doctor if Zyban is right for you, because it can help you quit smoking by making it a fight you can win. Zyban, you don't have to quit all at once.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
I was ashamed of it.
For millions,
I'd actually have to hide.
gas can be a serious problem, but Phazyme starts to work on contact. To relieve gas, Phazyme Fast.
Phazyme, it works just like that.
Relieve gas, Phazyme Fast.
I may look young, but I still suffer from hot flashes. I discovered a natural way to deal with it. New Healthy Woman from the makers of Monistat. Healthy Woman's a soy menopause supplement that helps relieve hot flashes in a natural way. New Healthy Woman.
President Clinton is flying home from Europe tonight. Earlier, he capped his 10-day tour with a visit to U.S. troops in Kosovo, part of the NATO force that's keeping a fragile peace following the victorious air war against Serbia. CBS's John Roberts is with the president.
With the first snow of the season settling on the town of Faraje, President Clinton came to Kosovo to celebrate victory.
The coming winter in Kosovo
is going to be a lot better than the last winter was.
Mr. Clinton promised $1 billion to help rebuild Kosovo, and he urged Albanians to use his military triumph as a foundation for lasting peace.
No one can force you to forgive what was done to you, but you must try.
Forgiveness is a hard-won virtue in Kosovo. NATO peacekeepers must now protect Serbs. They have become the target for murder at the hands of Albanians, revenge for the Serbs' program of ethnic cleansing. More than 100,000 may have fled the province. Even in Faraje, which was spared much of the carnage of smaller towns, people have their doubts that Albanians and Serbs can ever live together. I don't think we ever can, says this man, not after what happened. For now, the 40,000 NATO peacekeepers in Kosovo can only hope to keep Serbs and Albanians away from each other. Sharing an early Thanksgiving dinner with the troops at Camp Bondsteel, the American base, Mr. Clinton praised their efforts to rein in the violence.
I appreciate the hard work you have done to protect all the people of Kosovo, including the Serbs.
The president has made it a top priority to stop the killing in Kosovo. But putting NATO troops between the two sides can only be a temporary solution. Ethnic Albanians and Serbs must decide themselves whether to put aside more than 600 years of ethnic hatred or continue the cycle of violence into yet another century. John Roberts, CBS News, Faraje.
On the CBS Health Watch, the World Health Organization tonight reports disturbing spikes up around the globe in HIV infection rates. In Africa, especially the sub-Sahara region, more than 12 million women are now HIV infected, 2 million more than African men. And the former Soviet Union had the steepest increase worldwide in HIV infections this year, mostly the result of drug users sharing needles. Up next on the CBS Evening News, CBS News investigates child labor abroad producing goods for the U.S. market.
I'm the Black & Decker floor buster. I eat broken glass for breakfast. I eat cat litter for lunch. Let's just say I have an insatiable appetite. I'm the floor buster. I'm built by Black & Decker.
Dr. Scholl's next stop, San Francisco.
Let's talk about feet. I do have corn. I've tried Band-Aids. They don't get rid of the corn. This is Dr. Scholl's Cushion Gel Corn Removers. The Cushion Gel relieves the pain.
The medicated disc removes the corn.
It just feels so much better.
Well, my work here is done.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods, perhaps as vital to your eyes as the beta-carotene in carrots. And now, Centrum and Centrum Silver are the only leading multivitamins that have lutein. So whatever your age, you can help maintain your precious sight. Look into Centrum and Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein. Also look for Centrum Herbals, the only herbals backed by Centrum Science. Tylenol House Call. Information for healthy living.
It's like a drum.
Like a hammer, I snap at everybody. My kids know to stay away.
It's one of our most common medical conditions, a headache. What triggers a headache? Too much caffeine, too little sleep, stress or anger, even changes in the weather. The next time you get a headache, here's some simple things that might help. Try applying heat or cold to the area, massaging the neck to relax the muscles, or simply taking a walk or nap. If you're one of the millions of people who rely on over-the-counter medicines, you should know that the pain reliever doctors recommend most is Tylenol. In fact, physicians recommend Tylenol more than all other brands combined.
When my headache goes away, I'm me again.
By the way, keeping a headache diary can help you determine if food, weather, or mood contributes to your headache pattern. For more information about headaches, visit Tylenol.com.
Tylenol House Call is brought to you by Extra Strength Tylenol.
The Vatican is wading into the politics of the Middle East, accusing Israel now of stirring up religious divisions by allowing a mosque to be built next to a leading Christian shrine. Muslims unveil the cornerstone of the mosque today in Nazareth, right next to the Basilica of the Annunciation, where tradition says the Virgin Mary was visited by an angel. Churches in the Holy Land have been closed for 2 days in protest. The United States is trying to take a stand against child labor around the world by banning imports of products made by children. It's often difficult to identify those products, But correspondent Scott Pelley is here tonight with the results of a 60 Minutes 2 investigation in India. Scott?
Dan, it's illegal to import products into the United States that are made with slave labor. Yet, that is exactly what we have found. Beedi cigarettes are becoming popular in the U.S., but in India, they are often hand-rolled by children who have been sold into bonded servitude. Beedis are now a fad among young people. They're made of a potent tobacco wrapped in a leaf.
What flavor?
Some are sweetened with flavors such as chocolate and even bubble gum. Many are rolled by children, such as 10-year-old Shamshad. Her story is typical. After she suffered from seizures, her family desperately needed money for medicine. So they sold Shamshad's labor to a village moneylender for $25. We traveled through the heart of the beedi industry in southern India. Gary Haugen is an American lawyer working to free indentured children.
Hello.
He took us to the Farid family, where 2 girls are bonded.
These girls have to work 10 hours a day. They have to produce 1,000 beedis each in order to make their quota.
1,000 beedis each a day.
And they've been working like this for 2 years.
Beedis go to the moneylender, then to the Mangalore Ganesh Beedi Works. The company told us that it doesn't use bonded labor. Using indentured children would make its U.S. exports illegal. We shared what we found with Customs Commissioner Ray Kelly.
This is the type of evidence, this is the quantum of proof that we need to take action.
In light of our report, Customs is now planning to ban imports by one of the leading Indian cigarette makers. Tonight on 60 Minutes 2, you will meet one of the moneylenders who owns several children, and you will see children who were tortured for trying to escape. Dan?
Thanks, Scott. Look forward to tonight. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, Eye on America takes you inside the most expensive apartment in the world. No more bids, please. It's sold.
Professor, tell us about your discovery.
Absolutely. You can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
How is that possible?
Just dial 1010-220. It's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes and just 9 cents a minute after that.
When do you get these rates?
Every hour of every day.
And no monthly fees.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no monthly fees.
I told you they'd love it.
Dial 1010-220.
Could nasty kitchen germs make you sick? Call in the specialist. Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner not only cleans, but is specially made to kill germs, even ones you don't know about yet. Is your cleaner a specialist? Lysol antibacterial kitchen cleaner is the only one you need. You have our word on it.
It's that time of year when everyone's going to be peeking into your oven. So get Easy Off.
Easy Off makes oven cleaning easier.
Thanks for making a leave. For almost 5 years, I often had a hard time walking. I went from doctor to doctor and even had surgery on both knees. Most pain relievers worked for a while, then quit, and the pain came back. Finally, a doctor suggested a leave. Soon I could dance all night again.
Aleve can stop pain all day with just 2 pills. It would take 8 Tylenol to do that.
Now people say I'm a walking advertisement for Aleve.
All day strong, all day long.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather one, gather all. You're going to see something that will truly astonish you. A talking dog. This dog not only speaks right, it's... Cowboys and cowgirls, come on over. I'm going to show you something truly amazing. This is an alien space egg, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, step right over this way and you will see the world's most amazing computer deal. That's right, it defies belief.
Computer deals that sound too good to be true usually are. Ask them what you're really getting. Then look at a Gateway PC. You get an Intel Celeron processor, a year of internet included for $28 a month. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
This has been an amazingly good year for the stock market. The NASDAQ alone is up more than 50%. This is creating pockets of enormous wealth in the shadows of Wall Street. In tonight's Eye on America, Richard Schlesinger profiles some of those making the most money and how they're spending it shamelessly.
At New York's Tony Les Pinas restaurant, Chef Christian Delouvrier uses an ingredient so valuable, he hides it.
I'm going this way.
In the basement. Under lock and key. Just 2 guys have the key?
Two or three.
White truffles, about $1,600 a pound.
Very, very secure. Very secure.
The truffles are the star ingredient in the chef's special soup.
Add up some salt.
This soup kitchen is for the very fortunate.
Some more butter.
Each bowl costs $60.
You think people will buy $60 soup?
I think so. Really do think so.
And the chef has every reason to be confident. There's a kind of feeding frenzy in New York, fueled by money. Cash cows and raging bulls have left piles of it, and millionaires are a dime a dozen here.
The greater New York area has upwards of 400,000 millionaires. That's up from about 300,000 just a few years ago. It's a center of vast wealth.
Economist Robert Frank has written about what he calls luxury fever. It's a kind of epidemic here, where thousands of people spend millions of dollars for apartments, sometimes even before they're built. This is the most expensive apartment per square foot in the world. Total cost, $15.5 million. That comes out to $3,000 for this much space. The apartment's been sold, and so have most of the others in the building, by the owners, the Zeckendorf brothers, Arthur and Will. How long does it take to sell a $15.5 million apartment?
What do you think, Arthur? That took about a week and a half. By the time that apartment was sold, we'd already had sold about 20 others.
Once all the apartments are sold, the combined worth of all the residents will be $3.6 billion. That means the amount of money controlled by the people in this one building will be more than the gross national products of Greenland, Liechtenstein, and Monaco combined. Of course, the very rich have always come to New York. The barons and bankers of the 1800s built mansions and left their own marks on the city. That was then.
What we're seeing now in the 90s is beginning to rival anything we saw in the last century.
Last year, Wall Street alone gave out almost $11.5 billion in bonuses.
This handbag here, was ordered 6 months ago.
And now there's a waiting list for Hermes handbags that cost more than some cars.
It's $13,900.
Sorry?
$13,900.
For that handbag?
For this handbag, yes.
The same people who line up for the handbags order up the truffle soup. Chef Delouvrier's $60 delicacy he could only serve here.
What about St. Louis?
I don't think so, sir.
Kansas City?
No, I don't.
Dallas?
No.
Albuquerque?
Oh.
Nothing against the rest of the country. It just turns out that New York has more of the most important ingredient in this soup, money.
Et voilà.
For Eye on America, I'm Richard Schlesinger in New York.
Doesn't matter, I like chili better anyway. I'll be back later here on CBS with 60 Minutes 2.
He's one of the most successful high school soccer coaches in America. He's got a formula for winning, and his opponents call it cheating. Plus, who wants to be a billionaire? Martha Stewart. And as Morley Safer reports now, she is.
60 Minutes 2 will be on tonight at 9, 8 Central Time here on CBS. Now, for the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. I'll see you again soon on 60 Minutes 2.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.
The #1 newscast at 6 o'clock for the people of Portland, Vancouver, and the Pacific Northwest.
Have been